Hello, this is Sam Pirozzolo with Right Bites TV once again, and tonight's Right Bite is with Richard Luthmann. He is the law chairman for the Reform Party, and we're going to be discussing with him some of the candidates on the Reform Party line this November. Mr. Luthmann, thanks for coming on to the show again.
Thank you, Sam.
So what can you tell us about the Reform Party? What's going on here?
Well, the Reform Party, basically we're really a newly formed party. We were formed as the Stop Common Core Party by virtue of the fact that that line in 2014 gubernatorial election got 50,000 votes. That was controlled by Rob Astorino, but Rob Astorino was asleep at the wheel and didn't organize the party organization correctly. So then we came along, a new group, myself, Frank Morano, and Curtis Sliwa, who's our state chair, and we organized the party. We ran people for state committee, and then we had a meeting, and we've had several meetings since then, and we formulated a party. So we operate like any other party, and we run candidates on our lines.
So what's the kind of reform that you want to see with the Reform Party? I mean, what does your party stand for? What's the difference between the Reform Party, the Conservative Party, the Republican Party,
Democratic Our party, the biggest thing is no backroom deals. Okay, we want to end corruption in government. We want to end corruption in Albany. We want to end corruption in Tammany. We want to do things to the law and the way in which elections happen, which would blast out the establishment. We want to have nonpartisan elections. We want to have instant runoff voting.
So should we call this the Trump Party then?
It could be Trump. This is Trump. Trump was in the National Reform Party years back. He ran on that label. But what we want to do is we want to get rid of the political hackery. If you go to the Board of Elections, it's a hack organization run by the Republicans and the Democrats. It should be a civil service job. So that's one of the things we want to do. We want to run candidates that will be committed to term limits, that will be committed to taking pensions away from convicted public officials that get convicted of corruption. We want to therefore a constitutional convention.
Every single candidate who's ever run for office, I hear that same thing. So how are you guys going to do this? I mean,
I'll give you a perfect example.
I have Republicans who say that. I have Democrats who say that. I have,
We're going to hold them accountable, and here's how. Perfect example is you got a Bay Ridge race over right now for city council. You got Brannon, who's the Democrat. You got Quaglione, who's the Republican, and you got our guy, Bob Capano, who's the Reform Party candidate. What did Jerry Cassar do? Jerry Cassar did a backroom deal to make sure that whoever the Republican candidate was got the conservative line.
So those are your words, not my words, right?
No, this is the words that Mike Long's words, because Mike Long said Jerry Cassar knew what he was doing.
Again, those are your words, not my words.
He said it in the paper. Check out the Brooklyn paper. The fact is that we said no dice. Curtis Sliwa said no dice to the backroom deal with pompous Jerry Cassar, and we're going to give the voters in Brooklyn in that district, we're going to give them a choice of Bob Capano against two, for lack of a better term, hacks from the party machines. They're both nice guys, Brannon and Quaglione, but they come out of the party machines. Bob Capano's a professor. Bob Capano's a business owner. Bob Capano's somebody that is like
your allegation is that they wanted to give the line to the Republican.
That's right. They wanted us to lay down and give the line to either the Republican or the Democrat, one of the party machines, and sell out to one of the party machines. And we say, we're not selling out. We're not giving up the short yardage. That's the type of candidates that we have on our line. In Staten Island, we have Jimmy Otto. Jimmy Otto's our borough presidential candidate. He's done a great job, I think, these past 4 years. We have on the North Shore, Camilla Hanks, who ran a good campaign for the Democratic Party, but now she's on the line again in November. We have Steve Matteo, who's the minority leader of the city council. He's done an excellent job for reform.
So a lot
and
of
Joe
these people
Borelli.
you name, but aren't these establishment candidates?
They are establishment candidates. They've committed to the basic tenets of what we believe in, and that's reform. That's reforming this process, getting the money out of the process, and trying to make it so the little guy like me and you can have a say in our government. One of the biggest things that they all support is a constitutional convention. That's one of the big things, the touchstone points that we have. And the con, which is coming up, you can vote for it this year, vote yes on the constitutional convention, is going to allow us to drastically root out the corruption in the New York system. We're the capital of corruption in the United States is New York. There's 3 men in a room. If you want 3 men in a room to continue, if you want all these sweetheart pay-to-play deals to continue.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll get into the Constitutional Convention. We'll do another bite. We'll do another right bite on that, after we just finish learning a little bit more about the Reform Party.
Sure.
A lot of the candidates you named, they definitely are establishment. I don't see those reforms, I don't see Borough President Jimmy Otto putting reforms forward to not have backroom deals to have different candidates on ballots.
He was.
I mean, did that just work out for you guys, or
No,
what happened?
I listen. I got to talk to Jimmy Otto. Jimmy Otto has a good philosophy of governance and of fiscal accountability. That was one of the big reasons why
He definitely has been a good borough president. I mean, not detracting it from him. Just just talking about Reform Party issues.
Well, for Reform Party issue, but part of it is to get what you pay for in the government. And I think everybody that I named that we are endorsing you get what you pay for with that person. They're going to give you a fair day's work. They're going to give you the best effort that they can. You see Jimmy Otto, 365, 24/7. That guy's always working, and that's what we want. That's what we want to see somebody that's not going to be a do nothing or just a shows up every once in a while type person. And there are a few on this island that are like that. We want people that give us a bang for our buck.
I did a right bite with my co-host Bobby Zahn, who, just so my audience knows, is still affiliated with the show very much. He's just been a little under the weather lately. But I did a segment, I did a bite with Bobby Zahn about why do you have to vote for people you don't like? And that basically goes down to the backroom deals that the political party bosses make to get different people on different ballots, through the county committee and things like that. Yeah. So basically what you're saying is the Reform Party is fighting the good fight, and they're going to take it to the corrupt politicians so that stops happening, and putting new people on the ballot and giving the average guy a shot.
Look, next year, you have assembly races, you have state senate races. If you're watching this, you're out there and you want to run for office, come to the Reform Party. Well, listen, a guy like Bobby Zahn would be perfect to primary Nicole Malliotakis. It would be perfect to run against her on a reform line. He's a reformer. He's a guy that's been out there for the Constitutional Convention.
Once again, those were his words, not my words.
Well, listen, after the race that this one is run, it might be one of the worst races I've ever seen anybody run for anything. I think you could run a worse race for dog catcher. But the fact is, she's going to be vulnerable. And the party like the Reform Party, it gives the regular Joe a chance to have a place to go against the party machinery.
Let's end this right bite there, because my collar's kind of getting a little bit hot here. And just let everyone know that my name is Sam Pirazzolla. You are watching Right Bites TV. We will probably be doing a Right Bite about the Constitutional Convention coming up. So please look out for that Right Bite. Thank you very much. And Rich, thank you very much for coming on the show again.
Thank you.